So then the pandemic hit.
Mm-hmm.
You started this after school care program.
Yeah. And COVID.
And now ain't nobody going to school.
COVID.
What you gonna do?
And so you like, man, I'm just getting ready in COVID. This is gonna be the money maker to keep me open. So then you get, if I remember correctly, you get a few parents say, why don't you just watch my baby doing during school time? I'm like, what? And again, idea pop up. Well, just let her go ahead during virtual school. Mm-hmm. And that's what it turned into. You got all these kids up here with their computers and stuff. What they teach online, they up here at the lounge and they paying for it.
And you just kept them distanced away from each other.
Yep. Because you got to remember, parents still got to go to work. Mm-hmm. So now you want me to, how I'm going to work and let my child be on the computer and be in school?
Yeah.
I've been through a lot. And only one thing ever really sticks to me. No matter what I go through, it always affects me. When I hustle up or don't have a dime, I'ma go mine. Good times and the bad times, they heavy on my mind. Tapered up or I'm starch down. Either way is mine. I feel fine, but everything around affect my vivid mind.
All right. So you at the crib, Jamel in his corner like he like to be, playing his game like he like to do. He getting to the bag, doing what he like to do. So what, you ain't doing nothing? You just
I'm working. By this point, I told myself I was gonna take a break and just work. I've been in school since I was 4. Mm-hmm. So 1 year of doing that before I actually get started career-wise turned into 3.5. And I'm miserable. I'm getting mad at everybody. I'm going off on doctors, nurses. I'm going back and apologizing afterwards because I'm just frustrated. Mm-hmm. I didn't like the place that I was in. So it was a conversation of, I don't like this, but I got to get something figured out. All right, I want to get into real estate. Money in the bank. Best place to do it is Alabama. Cheaper.
Why?
Cheaper.
Just because it's cheap.
Cheaper. You know how much it is to buy something in New York?
I mean, I know. I'm just saying, like, you just randomly decide because
I'm from here. Yeah, it would be.
Or did you do research?
I mean, yeah, I did research, but it still, it was just, I mean, it's a good place. I'm from here. People down here, so traveling, looking at houses with my cousin. So we are looking at houses. I got a certain amount of money. I'm gonna buy a certain amount of properties. So she's like, I got this idea. You gonna think it's crazy? I was like, no, what's the idea? So she's like, I got this idea to open up like a place where you got games. It's like a video arcade for kids, but with like games. I was like, no, I don't think that idea is stupid. I think it's a pretty good idea. You know, she's like, well, I told it to your dad and my mom, and they told me it was a stupid idea. And I was like, nah, it's a good idea. So we finished, you know,
looking for houses.
Yeah. So I'm down for about a week or so. So I traveled back to New York. So I look into this idea that she got. And it's a popular thing in New York and New Jersey.
Okay.
So I write this whole business plan.
You just decided to write a business plan.
In 3 days about this idea. And then it was like, all right, I think we should do it. And she was like, what? And I was like, yeah. So we start the process.
Okay.
Finding the building, trying to figure out how to do it. Mind you, you want to do something, but you've done what an unexperienced person does. You don't plan nothing. You have no clue what you're doing. You just think, if I got money, I want to open something, I start it. You got to plan it properly. I don't know that if you want to get a bill, if you find a building, that you can't just put anything you want to in a building. It's steps. You got to go through the city. They got to give you approval. You have to get this. You have to get that. None of that. I'm just going. So now I just jump in head first and start spending money, and not realizing there are steps to take before you do that. So if you already spend a certain amount of money to get started, now you're funneling. So it's either I lose a certain amount of money I put in, or I just keep going. So every time you say, okay, I'm this far, I'm a dump, it's something else. The city don't really help you at all, which I guess, I don't know whether it's their job or not their job, but you got to have an engineer.
Yeah.
They got to draw you up this plan.
So before you get into that, right?
Yeah.
How you find the building? Like, how you know what building, what location?
You don't. You just looking. The original spot that I wanted was down the street, right here where the Godfathers is, the old Blockbuster.
Yeah.
That's the one I wanted, but it was big. the guy wasn't budging on the price. He wanted a whole that Blockbuster. How long that Blockbuster been closed sitting there? And I see why.
Whoa, maybe it was like 12 years by the time you probably made it.
Right, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the amount of money you want for the space, you ain't doing nothing with it. I see why it's still sitting there.
Yeah.
Because you feel like people should pay X, Y, Z for your space. Mm-hmm. And you don't want to update or do nothing, which is fine. So I was like, okay, that's just too much money. Mm-hmm. Then you just keep looking and driving. And I don't know whether Kiki found this space or I did. I don't know what happened. But then just talking to the owner and talking about this and this and this and this, and he'll do this, and this will be the price for this, and it sounds much cheaper than what everybody else was saying. Okay. So then you jump in.
All right. So from your recommendation, finding a building, just for our viewers and listeners, if you're looking for a building, how many people should they talk to about a building before they decide?
It just depends. One, you have to, whatever building you're going into, first you have to know the zone of your business. If I want to open...
What does that mean?
That means, okay, if I want to open a restaurant, if I see a building that was not a restaurant before, more than likely it's not zoned for a restaurant. Because different stuff inside your building lets you know what it's zoned for. Okay. Game station is under amusement.
Yes.
So if I wanted to go into, I don't know, the Blockbuster down the street, I don't know if that's zoned for amusement. And every zone has certain qualifications.
Yeah. So under whichever business sector your idea falls,
your business needs to be zoned
there is a quote
for
unquote zone,
correct,
which is basically some specifications in order for that business to operate within that building.
Correct, because certain buildings have to have certain stuff. Mm-hmm. I'm under amusement. Amusement means I deal with a lot of kids and a lot of parents, which means that people don't just come in and out. They come in here and they sit for a while. So you have to have handicap accessibility. You have to have a certain amount of parking spaces. You have to have a parking lot. Your buildings have to be handicap accessible. Have to have access for handicapped people, which is the ramp in the back. You have to have a certain amount of outlets. You have to have certain stuff. So depending on what you're doing, that's what they zone it for.
Okay, and you find that out from talking to the city.
Correct, because you find this building and you just give them money. You just start going. And then they're like, okay. They're like, okay, this is it. They're like, okay, you don't have you need to have this is what the city tells me. You need to have a diagram of what it's going to be. We don't know what do you plan on, like what it's going to look like in the inside.
So they need to see a sketch.
Right, but again, I have no business knowledge at all. Yeah. I'm thinking.
Most black people.
I'm going to go do this on my own. So I do a hand sketch and then I download this app on my computer and I do it myself. I get it printed out on this long paper or whatever, and then from them telling me stuff back and forth, I said, you know what, let me just cut this out because this is getting aggravated. I want to set up a meeting with everybody involved in everything I have to do.
Was that possible?
Yes, it was.
What?
So me and Kiki go down to the city. Now mind you, she just there. Kiki she ain't really doing no work.
It was her idea.
Right.
Okay.
So I go into a room, not trying to be funny, down at the City Mobile at a big table with a big board with a room full of white men.
Of course.
It's about 9 of them. We sitting at the table. Mm-hmm. They have the little projector thing up, and they ask me all these questions again because they tell them what I have to do, but they're not saying.
They're not explaining anything.
Right. When you get when I want a drawing, I'm saying I want an engineer. I'm assuming they're just assuming I know this. I don't know that.
Yeah.
I got this plan, so I pull the whole thing out, go over. I'm going through my business plan. I'm telling them everything about that.
Yeah.
Great job.
Mm-hmm.
But this is what we mean.
By
right.
You.
But you're doing it the wrong way. So now that's where I get direction.
Yeah.
Maybe I needed that because now you're actually telling me what you should have been telling me when I called down here already anyway. Mm-hmm. But then on the other side, in hindsight, I see now half of them people don't even know none of this stuff. When you submit stuff to them, they send it to somebody else and they tell them yes or no, then they give it to you.
So point blank period, these people that are making requests, they're doing their job.
Yeah.
So they don't know the rhyme or reason
Correct.
why they need what they need.
Correct. They just tell you what somebody else told them.
When you go down there talking to these folks, don't be getting upset with these folks. They literally just trying to get a check.
But at the same time too though, if I'm trying to open up a business, don't just tell me, oh, you need a diagram so I can see what your building is going to look like. Tell me I need to get an engineer to drop a licensed engineer to drop me a plan.
But they could have said that.
Correct. So I know. I done spent, again, I guess it was beneficial. I done spent all this time to download this program and spent days and time trying to get all this out and got it printed out on this big paper and I can see all this. But it's like, okay, this is wrong anyway because you shouldn't have done that. And then you need this in the space.
Yeah.
Why you couldn't just tell me that from the beginning?
That's a good question.
Why you can't tell me from the beginning that when you have the type of business you want, it should be licensed under amusement. When I say amusement, you need 2 restrooms that's handicap accessible. You need a handicap ramp. You need 14 parking spaces. You need. Why you can't just tell me all that from the beginning instead of you're running me in circles? And then I don't deal with just one main person. I got to talk to the person that's over plumbing, person that's over electrical, person that's over this, parking that's over parking and zoning, all of these different people. And then it's a matter of like, sometimes this person can't do his job until this person's done with his job. So if electrical hasn't checked his, for some reason plumbing can't check off theirs, which is stupid. Electrical and plumbing has absolutely nothing to do with each other.
I mean, I can see it. You know what I'm saying? Because the water got to make it through all out the building. Not only you got to have sprinkler systems and all that stuff, and if your power cables and all that stuff ain't ran and insulated right.
That has nothing to do with the electrical. That's the thing.
Okay, so I'm just making this up in my head.
Nothing to do with it.
Oh, okay, well, that's how that go.
You know? So, you know, and then too.
When you try and be smarter.
Now you're dealing with, okay, I need all this. So now you got to find an engineer. I don't know no engineers. You know any?
No.
You know any? No, you don't know any.
I might now, but not when you was doing this.
Right. So now they give you recommendations on engineers. Of course, if you recommend him, I'm gonna try him, but he's expensive.
Yeah, because that's his friend. He want his friend to get a bag.
So right now he already telling me we're gonna be at $7,200 just to Drake plan.
Just to.
I said, sir, it costs that much for you to do this. He's like, well, mine's gonna look a little better than that, but yeah, you know. But that's how much it costs.
Yeah.
Then you can't get him on the phone. He don't like talking on the phone. He don't like talking on the phone.
For $7,000,
He
you
don't like
gotta pick
talking
up
on the
this
phone.
phone whenever I get ready.
And the thing is, the engineer has to work with the general contractor that you hire, and you got subcontractors.
Yeah.
So you got plumber, electrician, person who does the parking lot. All of them have to still work with him.
Yeah.
They call, they can't get him on the phone. I call, I can't get him on the phone. I have to keep showing up to your office to get you to actually answer some questions when it could just be done easier. They need to talk to you because some you put on here, they don't, okay, this ain't making sense. He wanted like this or like this because you're putting it in, I guess, regular lingo, but they're not understanding what's on your diagram. They just have questions and you can't answer because you don't answer the phone. And then they're asking me, I don't know. And now I got to find you just to get one question answered when they could have been put the size of this door up or put the toilet here or something like that.
And not to mention all of these people, time is money.
Correct.
So you're spending more money the more time it takes to complete these projects.
Correct. And that's not dealing with, that's the good side. You're not dealing with shady people. Because now if your engineer is that much money, that's a lot.
Yeah, so now you're trying to find the cheapest general contractor you can.
You're trying to go with
which
your
means
brothers.
You gonna holler at
brothers and
Pookie,
sisters.
You gonna holler at Poke Chop. You gonna holler at Lil Pebble, all them.
You're trying to get the best people you can get, but you're also too trying to be supportive to your people.
I mean, that's true too.
But your people will not be supportive to you.
Especially if they ain't got no licensing in what they do.
They do got license. They have to be. You can't book that the city's not letting you get nobody who's not licensed. Unless you just go let them come in here and do something on the side, and then you call them down here and say, hey, I want to get this zone. And then they're like, oh, it looked like this before?
Yeah.
They're not going to believe you because guess what? Every time you update something, like when I updated this, that update goes into their computer. So if you come in here in 12 years and you change a whole bunch of stuff and try to get them to come in, they're going to find you because it didn't look like that before. They cut
Free
that out.
game alert.
They cut that out.
Game alert.
So you used to be able to do it, but now they don't do that no more.
So you can't just do whatever you want to do and don't tell nobody.
No.
You got to talk to them folk down there.
Right. And so now everybody that you use has to be licensed. You can't use nobody who's not licensed. Now, as far as they workers that they hire, that's a whole nother story.
Because that's subcontractor.
Right. But the contractor and all of them got to be licensed. No, your subcontract got to be licensed. So my contractor is licensed.
Okay.
The electrician is licensed. The plumber is licensed.
Helpers.
Their helpers is whatever. But those helpers are under you.
Yeah.
So if I have this building and he run the electrical and your worker's not licensed and they mess something up and they blow up, guess who fall back on? The electrician. And then the subcontractor.
Yeah. But that's why the electrician should have insurance.
Correct.
Yeah, so you don't book nobody who don't have any insurance over their business. Okay.
But that's a whole process in itself.
When it's all said and done and you make the building look the way it does, you know, and there's still things you want to do to it.
Correct.
you know, there's still a lot of stuff you want to do to it. But just to get it to where you can
Get open.
yeah. How much you spend?
All the way around?
Yeah.
About 91,000. And this is the first mistake that you make. Because you get in, right? Remember, you trying to find a space to rent.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't trying to find no space to buy.
Mm-hmm.
So when you get started, it's so much stuff you don't know. You look up and you realize you done put all this money in somebody else's space that don't belong to you.
And that's renting any building for a business that I found out. They all come as is.
Yes, yeah.
You have to repurpose the space.
So that's why it's your job. The most important thing is zoning. All the other stuff is just structural stuff. You can put up paint and covers and all that stuff. That's something simple. Long as that building is zoned for what you need to be zoned for, and you go down to the city, you say, hey, I want to open up a beauty salon here, and they say, okay, you got everything you need, you good to go. That's the most important thing. If it ain't zoned for what you need, you got this empty space, and you done went into this lease with somebody, and you realize you want to open a hair shop, and you ain't got no space for shampoo bowls and all that, you're gonna have to get you a licensed plumber to come and do all that, and an electrician, because you're gonna need other outlets and stuff. So now you stuck in something you already signed. Now, whether the person want to be nice enough to say, okay, maybe this ain't what you need, we'll let you get out of it. But if you stuck with it, you stuck with it.
Yeah. So, can you check the zoning on the building before you put a lease?
Yep.
Okay.
That's information you can look up. Yeah.
There you go. Free game.
That's the part. You always research what you're looking at.
Free game.
So that's how whenever you want to open a business, you always see what was there before. Can I do it? How hard is it to switch it from this to this? Some of them is easy to switch. It ain't that much. It really simple. All you need is probably just a plumber. Knock a wall down here. We got water running. Hook you up a shampoo bowl. You good to go.
Yeah.
You know, you need a sink. Put a sink right here. It's simple. It's simple, but sometimes it's just not that simple.
So what was this building before?
Alabama title.
Oh, it's title loan place.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, that makes sense.
It has nothing to do with this at all.
And you flipped it.
Nothing to do. More like an office space, I guess. Yeah.
All right, so, we did all this. We talked to all these people.
That's the most important thing that people should take back with business. Just
make sure you zone, bro.
do your homework.
Yeah.
Plan it before you jump into it. We be so ready to do something, we just ready to jump.
And it's gonna cost you some money.
I'm telling you a whole lot.
So you get the door open. Thank God you get the door open. How many months did that take?
We started in, I think I came down here in May. And we had the idea in May. We got started working on everything in June. We got open December the 22nd. That was the first day of opening. Yep.
6 months.
Yep.
6 months later, which is fast, by the way.
Mind you, I'm traveling back and forth from here in New York. I don't live here. I live in New York.
So you spending money on that too?
Yeah.
So you still got, that ain't included in the 91,000.
Correct.
That's crazy. Where you get the 91,000 from?
God.
In other words, she reached into all the resources around her.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give y'all some game by God. Everything you need to be successful in this exact moment, you already have.
Yeah.
Most of the time, we waiting on somebody or something, and God waiting on you. He already gave you what you need right now to do what you are supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
So if you ain't got what you need to do that ain't what you're supposed to be doing.
Correct. There you go.
Not
at that time. You just gotta wait.
You gotta wait.
Yeah.
But it's something you could do that'll get you to that.
Correct.
And that's on you. So you open in December. It's a major success, right?
Nope. Yes and no. Because you got to remember, again, like I said, you start this business. I've never done this before. I'm just ready to go because it sounds good and I got money. People think you got money, you good, you ready to go. It don't work like that.
So you ain't put no money in the market?
At all. At all. Zero. You just thinking if you got something new and exciting, people just going to automatically just flock to you. They don't even know who you are.
And not to mention, you are a very popular person in the city.
But again, that's now. And that was then.
So at the time,
I haven't been here in Alabama since I was 18.
Before you left, though.
Said I ain't been here since I was 18. I came back and started doing this. How many years that was? Like 5 years ago?
Yeah.
I'm 32 now.
Yeah.
That's almost a 10-year gap since I've been here.
Okay.
The people I knew who were 18 and graduated, I don't know you now as an adult. You don't even know I'm here.
So now you got
how you know I'm here? I ain't advertised, remember?
That's true.
You don't know I'm here?
I did.
You might see me at Walmart, but you don't know I'm here?
I did randomly, just see you. I
Yeah, right.
How I even came
and then you like, oh, what's up?
Yeah. That's exactly
you ain't
what
seen me
happened.
since high school, right?
Yeah.
So how you supposed to know I got this business? People supposed to flock to me.
Yeah. So you had to rebuild your personal brand moving back home.
Right, and I think it was. I ain't gonna say it was a lot harder, but you gotta remember, I haven't lived here. If I lived here and I guess did stuff and I talked to people know I was here, maybe it went a little better, maybe. But again, you just like a person who just moved back here. Nobody don't know you.
All right, so you open doors, it ain't popping. You successful because you open your doors.
Correct.
So that makes you feel successful.
Right.
How long it take before you start popping?
I don't even know, honestly. I ain't gonna even lie to you, because it's like you trying so many different things to try to get going because you see that stuff ain't working. And then you got a business partner who, you know, they realizing this ain't what they supposed to do, is way more than what they
Signed up
right.
for.
And maybe it was just God just bringing you for me to do this. I'm gonna take it as that.
Yeah.
And I'm not upset by any means. I can respect the honesty of it. But I don't even know, man.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. But it's just figuring out stuff. This didn't work, so let's try to do the school method. I'm always thinking of ideas and ways it can work. People got to see who you are. Start passing out the little free passes. Start passing out to drop your kid off while you go shopping. Start going to schools and say, hey, we'll cut the price down by a whole lot if you give us a chance to come in here and do the game, so you can see what it's about. Oh, let's get this random idea of fundraising. You know, charge the kids $5 to come play the game instead of going to PE. This your cut, this my cut.
So you literally try everything.
Yeah, you just trying it because it's not working, and you didn't spend all this money. It's gotta work.
Yeah.
It's gotta work.
Yeah.
But you realize now the problem was you didn't play in that part of marketing and advertising. That's the most important thing.
What most people don't know about business, free game alert. If not half the budget, if not half at the very least,
Always have.
the majority of the money for any business they're spending is marketing
and advertising. Your business don't mean nothing if nobody don't know you there. I sell sandwiches, but you ain't never heard of me. I guess I'm just gonna be here eat sandwiches by myself.
So if you got $10,000, you might as well throw $5 of it to the side, because that's the only way they're gonna find you.
Yep.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Especially, but also too, a lot of it too is depending on what you're doing too. Like, nobody's not looking for this. You're not looking for a modern arcade. You never heard of it before. You may have went to the trampoline park, so you're gonna Google trampoline park. So you might, Altitude might pop up, Get Air might pop up, the other one might pop up because you've done it before. You can't find something that you don't even know exists. You're not gonna Google something you don't know exists.
You don't even know what to call it.
So it's already, like, you're right, because it's new, and it's something new that's not been done before.
Okay, so you on this 6 months journey, you going back and forth. How is this affecting your marriage?
A lot. Because this is supposed to be a process for me telling him it's supposed to be this, and this, so we can do this, and it's gonna get going. Not to mention all of the, we got need more money for this. We need more money for this. We gotta have more money for this. I'm only gonna be gone for a week and then come back. She gonna do this, and then she not doing that. So now it turns me being gone for more weeks. And it's like, okay, you come back, you here for 3 days, and then they calling you because they trying to do this, and this, and they can't get a hold to her, the person who's supposed to be handling while you gone, because she's not doing her part. And now it's like, okay, I can't. Again, when you dump so much money in, you gotta see it through, because like I ain't just finna waste all these thousands of dollars.
I mean,
so
it's
you giving it,
$90,000.
so you giving it everything you got. So now you gotta be like, babe, I gotta go back again. You just got here 2 days ago. I know I gotta go back. How long you gonna be gone? I don't know. I can't tell you how long I'm gonna be gone.
Man,
how much all this stuff gonna cost me? You go, I don't know. You can't give an answer. So a lot of it is, at least if I'm finna go do something, I can tell you what I'm doing, how long I'm gonna be gone, what I'm finna spend.
Yeah.
All of this is I don't know.
Yeah, my wife can't. I don't know me that many times, and neither can I with her.
So you got all that plus being gone, plus
and he funding you the whole time.
Everything, yeah.
He taking care of you the whole time you're not there.
Paying for everything. So that's stressful. That's a lot.
Yeah.
And then too, you got to remember, when you got married to this person, usually most people kind of plan out what they want their life to be. You know, want to do this, get married, have kids, blah blah blah. This ain't none of this going with the plan.
Marrying an entrepreneur is stressful.
And then not even knowing that's who I was marrying. I was marrying somebody who wanted to open their own practice and help people with mental health. That's what I was marrying.
Oh, and you just switched the whole plan up.
It's like you just go in love. You know what I'm saying? So.
Wow.
Yeah.
But God stayed the center of the relationship, and that's why I held on.
Yeah.
So that means that divorce was never on the table.
Nah. We actually thought about. Well, he said. Well, I don't even see what's the point of this video. We just break up. I was like, all right, bye then, click, hung up.
Stop playing.
Because at this point,
but it hurt your feelings.
It did.
Yeah.
But at this point, I'm not going to keep arguing the same point. But again, that's the selfish part of it because I feel like you should understand this, and I'm only looking from my side because I feel like you should understand and get it. But on the other side, Shawty, you've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
It's a lot. This is frustrating.
Yeah.
So it's like you get it, but it's like, you know.
I'm bankrolling the booty and ain't getting none. That's what it boiled down to. That's what it boiled down to. I'm spending all this cash and ain't getting the backside on it. I need my back end. you get what I'm saying?
So,
I'm just telling you, that's what a married man thinking. You know what I'm saying? We do a lot to get the in-house booty.
Yeah. So that lasts for a few hours, and then of course you call and you just
Yeah, that's for real.
And then you start trying to figure out a way. Okay, I gotta understand his side on it. So now, remember them the 6 months to get it started. And now we actually the lounge is up now, and all this stuff I'm doing, I'm still here. I'm supposed to be here doing this for like 6 months. So that was a 6 months plus this whole time trying to get this to work out. So I'm here for what, almost a year and a half, a year.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
so
crazy.
Now it's like, all right, what's more important? This killing my marriage, or me having to have this work?
Yeah.
And this came. If this is this hard, I can't. This is not what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
So I gotta do what's important. So it comes to me. All right, I'm finna close.
Wow. You gotta close?
Yeah. Which one is more important?
I mean, of course, it's your man.
Right. And then stuff. And too. Also, stuff is just. It just keeps. It's like you just keep going downhill. So it's like I gotta close. And then at the end of the day, let's be honest. I quit the hospital, but I guarantee I could have went back.
Yeah.
It wasn't that big.
That was always your backup plan, low key.
Yeah.
You didn't want it to be your backup plan, but it was.
But yeah.
Okay. So you go back to New York. You still in Mobile when you?
Well, I decided to. I was at my dad's house and I decided I was gonna leave, and then I don't know whether I went back there and then came back here, but I think you called me. I don't remember where I was when you called me, and you was like, "You finna close," and I was like, "Yeah." You was like, "What?"
Okay, so sidebar. Let me get to this point. All right, she's closed. I decide I'm gonna start. I think this is business number 3 for me. I decide I'm gonna do video game tournaments, and it's why? Because I love video games. You know what I'm saying? And I got a lot of them around the house, and they can make me some money. And I know a lot of people like to play them. We play them during parties. Like people play spades. We play Mortal Kombat. I'm just saying. So I decide during the time frame she's open and she's trying to get it popping, I decide, all right, we're gonna work together and host a tournament, and we're just gonna split the money. You know, because I ain't got no money to rent her space from her. So, you know, I use somebody I know. They got a space. Yeah, let's split it. Well, tournaments, we end up splitting like $20. Not one time.
Gas is prices.
What'd you
good,
say?
So I think we did all right with that.
Yeah, we split $20 like 5 times. You know what I'm saying? And she was still like, "You gonna do another one next week?" I was looking like, "I don't know."
You gotta keep going. You gotta give it a little more.
It ain't working out for me or you. You know what I'm saying? So I went. I packed my stuff and I went home. That's basically what happened. I packed my stuff up and I went home. And I'm sitting at the house. We pretty much going through a tough time at the time. And
I know Key like, you gotta get it figured out. So.
Yeah, the missus is like for sure. You know what I'm saying? And so what ends up happening is I end up leaving my job that I was at, and I had some free time, and I make a phone call because now I got to make something happen. I got bills, and I know I can hustle these tournaments, and I've met more people now. So I'm like, yo, let me call D. So I just pick up the phone. I remember I was about to go get my son from school. I pull up to the Wendy's parking lot on Chill. Yeah, on Chill, across the street from Fundy. Y'all know what I'm talking about. By that City Trend, the hood store. And I just get on the phone. I'm like, you know, yo, what's up? I'm trying to do another tournament. So, you know, so we can get something popping. I ain't telling you I'm struggling right now, you know, but, and your response is, yeah, I'm closed I closed it. I closed it down. So what's going through your head when I'm on your other?
Because I'm like, what is Sad doing? And in my head, I'm thinking like, Sad about not coming on nonsense. I just told my husband, he happy. He happy.
I know he is.
He happy.
That back end coming in.
He happy. So then you call us. I'm like, all right, let me hear what Sad got to say. He finna come with some nonsense. And I said, oh, Lord, Jamil gonna be mad at me. I felt it already.
So I get on the phone, and I'm just like, yo, what you mean you closed? Yeah, I closed it. I mean, ain't no TVs on the wall.
Yeah, everything was down.
I took it apart.
Yeah, Felice signed was he had put it on the building. Yeah.
And I was like, what? What? All right.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. Give me a second.
I remember that, yeah.
Give me a
You're
second.
so confused.
Like, so what's wrong? That's the first thing I asked. I said, what's wrong?
And
then
you
just start talking to me about not the business.
the personal.
You start talking to me about your personal
Right.
life. And for every entrepreneur, your personal life is the most important thing. Because if you don't have home situated, it's hard to do something with anything outside of home.
Yeah.
And you don't want to lose home chasing money. Because then you homeless. You got a bag with no house.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying? Because a house is not a home. We ain't gonna go into that, but a heart is a house for love. All right.
I've learned.
Yeah, 5 heartbeats. But so we go to talking about everything, and the first thing I tell you is, I say, okay, you need to go home.
Yep, I remember that.
I say you need to go home and you need to talk to your husband because he needs you.
Yep.
But if you down for it, I'm down for it. We can get it back up and running.
And I remember I was like, okay, what that mean?
I say, what that mean is you not by yourself. We can share the load.
Yep.
And you was like, okay, I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna talk to him, and we're gonna see what happens. Now, did you actually make it home then, or did you just get on the phone? I don't really remember.
I don't remember whether I called him before. I think I did call him before. I don't remember exactly how that conversation went. I remember being at home, his facial expression when I said that.
Yeah.
You can say he wasn't happy about it, but Jamil want to know what that mean.
Yeah.
He hear me talking like, what does that mean? Yeah.
And a couple weeks later, you open the doors and it's dusty as a mug.
Yep.
And it's not dusty because she ain't been in here. It's dusty because she ripped everything. Like literally, she reveals to me she had an emotional breakdown taking this apart.
Yeah, because it's like you work so hard to put all this in here, and it's like you're slowly just putting all of it in the bag. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Well, I can't experience it. I would imagine somebody breaking up with somebody, and then y'all and the person. You know, sometimes when you break up, two people are happy. Are sad about it. Sometimes one person be like, "I'm just ready for you to go." So the person who get kicked out, I can just imagine them just putting their stuff in the bag, ready to leave.
And in this situation, you was that person. You was just like, man, I gotta go, and I don't want to go. And so we basically listen. It took a little bit, but I hop in here. Now I almost die going through these ceilings and running cables and and just putting it together. I just went home so many times just dirty, and my wife was like, "What is going on?"
Yeah.
I was just like, "Man, it's just ain't nothing together. It's just ain't nothing right." And lo and behold, we get it up and going.
Yeah.
But we get it up and going. But technically speaking, we still got the same problem.
Correct.
But this time, she's went missing so long that the work has piled up. So all she do is she say, well, all these people been calling me. And I'm like, well, call them. call them. And I just remember we had so much going on. Like, we had bookings. I'm talking about 3-4 weeks. It's rolling now. It's rolling. Now, I'm telling y'all, it's rolling. We making money. We ain't making enough. I ain't being paid. She ain't being paid.
Because you're trying to upkeep at this point.
But we literally making enough money for the building to stay open.
Correct.
we catching up on rent.
And then remember, I ain't here. You here?
Oh yeah, that's right. You did leave me here.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
So it's the same problem.
Yeah.
Just with a different person.
Yeah, and I'm looking like, hey man, I don't know how we supposed to keep this going. We gotta figure out how to get people in here.
Yeah.
Because we was making money, but none of it was here.
Yeah.
So then the birthday party thing started to catch. But it's still like 1, 2 every couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta figure out how to make that shake. We do a lot of different things, you know, to make it start catch. And a couple of events we have go viral. Like people are blowed. Like, what is that?
Yeah.
Who this is? It's getting 200-300 views, and
But it still ain't enough to get it to where it needs to be. Where
it ain't jumping
yeah,
just yet.
Yeah.
So then we have a hard conversation.
Mm-hmm.
You tell me, I think I'm going to start this after school care program. I tell you, that's not what we supposed to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
I signed up for video games and chilling, not for a bunch of children.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the same thing. And he was just like, but this what we're going to have to do to make it shake. And I was like, how you going to make that work? He was like, I don't know, but I figured out this. And I was a month behind for the first time. Now, I had been doing this all this time.
Mm-hmm.
And I finally find a month behind on my bills and responsibilities at the house.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in our relationship as co-owners, our dynamic is different.
Mm-hmm.
Your livelihood is being bankrolled by your husband.
Correct. You are the bankroll for the family.
And I have
just
made,
ain't got no bank, just a roll.
And how much money did I make working here?
About like $30.
Listen, she had to loan me money in order to pay the bills.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically how it was going.
Yeah.
So the business had to loan me some money.
Yeah, I think we did that.
We did that one
tournament,
and it was super high.
Yeah, it was. Made a lot of money.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
that's basically what happened.
just take it what you got to take it. He looking at me like, you got to pay for it, man.
Yeah.
You can't. You need it, you need it.
Yeah.
It ain't like I need it. Money would be great, don't get me wrong, but it's a different level when somebody got responsibilities and they're putting in time, energy, and effort to make something work, and it ain't working how it's supposed to when you need to pay for something.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas my husband's already paying for this.
Yep.
And you the person that got to pay for this with somebody else, so just go pay for it.
And so I'm around here for 6 months, basically. It's roughly about 6 months before I was able to even get that loan. And even when I got the loan, right, it actually turned into a stipend because I couldn't afford to pay her back.
Yeah.
And not only that, but I had to literally go get a job now.
Yeah.
Can you describe this day for you?
It wasn't in my mind. I saw it coming, because I had already told myself there's no way this is going to continue to work, because you gotta remember I have 2 degrees in psychology.
Yeah.
So I sit, observe, watch, and just pay attention to stuff, and I already knew beforehand that this isn't going to work. And so the reason that I never said, okay, we got to stop this, is because I had already gave it a quit.
Yeah.
So you wanted to go, well, let's see how it can go. So I was going to let you see how far it can go.
Yeah.
Until you said, that's it, that's enough.
Yeah.
But I had already anticipated it coming, so it wasn't nothing to be like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh my goodness, you made the right decision.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't let that mess up your family.
Yeah.
You can't survive off of what I want to happen.
Yeah.
That ain't real, stuff that
And
you
I
pay
think
for.
in making that decision, it actually saved our kinship.
Yeah.
Because we more than friends.
Yeah.
It helped us, but we ended up taking a break.
Yeah.
Because we literally,
It was rolling,
for lack of
man.
better terms, man, we literally broke up.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, it was tough. It was
Yeah.
really tough.
Yeah.
So anyway, I leave. So I don't know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
How long before your next idea works? The after school care, because that's what's making this.
Yeah, that's what brought it back to. That's what it turned into. Just realizing that in order to advertise, you need a lot of money. And like I said, you got two things working against you. It's new, and it's a new idea. It's hard. So you got that, and then I think rap. Not during that time. COVID happened after that. But it's like, okay, man, you can't do this on your own. You have to have help, and you got to pay help. Ain't nobody trying to keep working for free. So I had the idea of like, okay, I don't even know where that school idea came from. I don't know. It could have been. I don't know. I really, honestly, don't remember.
We had so many conversations with different entrepreneurs at that time.
Yeah, it just
trying to involve them and figure out how to expand the business. So I'm sure it came up at some point.
Right. And so just jumping on the idea. But I don't really know how long it took all the way. I can't really tell you. But
one thing I can say is the idea did linger around a few months.
Yeah, it did. And then figuring out how to do it. Figuring out, learning from beforehand. If you want to do something, ask all the questions and figure it out. How hard would this be? So looking into those steps and realize, oh, this ain't going to be that hard. Oh, I don't need an actual... Because I definitely thought that you needed like the church van with the 15. I thought you have to have those to drive. You don't need that. You can use your car. So it's like, it's so much stuff you figured out. You like, oh, this can work. And so just being the person I am, let's try to see. Can't hurt nothing.
Once again,
you
ain't really making no money. How are you finding the money for this stuff? Is God just providing?
Yeah. Some ways I don't even know how stuff become. And then too, like, I am just a person that I have to have some money somewhere. I have to have a saving for my savings. So if my husband make $1,200 and the bills are $800 and it's $400 left and we gotta eat, I'm taking some of that money out to put it up. Like, you just have to. And I think that's just I never want to be broke. In the sense of I can't get what I need. Not in the sense of get stuff I want just because I want it, but get what I need. So I always find a way to save. If I make 20, I'm putting 5 of it up.
So that's a gem right there, y'all, man. If you wanna be successful later, you gotta save for success. Yeah. So she always had a reserve to tap in on because she was thinking about later. She told you that's been the construct of the whole story, of the whole series. She always had something saved, and it always came in handy. Yeah. Wow. So, the after school care take off. You actually get clientele willing to sign up. You know, a lot of these people, are they paying out of pocket or is it government funded?
See, that was the thing, too. The smart thing was, okay, getting people to pay out of pocket, yeah, that's great. But you want people to continuously pay. You don't ever want this to stop. And something that I got to pay out of pocket, anything can happen, I can stop. Government money ain't stopping. If you get approved for child care South, I don't know whether they give it to you in a year increment or six months. That's coming. You don't never have to wait on that money. It's going to drop on Saturday, every Saturday, like clockwork. Wow. Now, your copay is different, but that money going to drop. And it's like, okay, how hard is it to get this? How does the place get this? And so you just call.
Yeah.
You call.
And they give you the parameters, just like what's on it.
Right. So I called down there, and it's a different dynamic calling the one here. So I want the number to the people in Montgomery. They're really nice and sweet. Answer every question I have. Anything I didn't understand, they would literally take their time and explain it to me. So when you figure that out, it's like, okay, this really can work.
Wow.
And you get started.
Okay.
But again, you don't get started on your own now.
Does it present, now that you have a successful business model, does it present new problems?
Yes, always. Because you got to remember now, you only doing after school care. That's 4 hours a day. Again, zoning is very important. Depending on how big your space is, depending on how many kids you can have at one time, how many people you can have at one time. This space can have 56 at one time. But as far as child care DHR is concerned, I can only have 33 kids at one time. So then you got to look at them, and you got to look at, remember, I ain't got no money to go buy no church van because I'm running on. So I got to use personal cars, my friends' cars, and then remember, I got to have drivers. You know, so that comes with, you know, having people that's always been in your corner regardless of whatever. Like, at the end of the day, regardless of whatever I need, Alicia was always in my corner. My husband was always in my corner. Ashley was always in my corner. And then Evelyn turned out to be always in my corner regardless of what I need, whatever, regardless of how crazy the idea sound or the new venture I want to add to the lounge that I think gonna make it successful. They're gonna tell me whether they think it's stupid and it don't make sense or whether you should try it and go for it. And so, like, I can't do none of that without that support. That's where the difference between help and support, because I can get help. But support is, I'm going to ride with you regardless. And that's telling you we should do that. You sure about that? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I ain't got no cars for all of this, but they got cars.
Now, let's make it clear. Let's make it clear, though. Your support has told you no.
Correct. Plenty of times.
With anything you trying to do, they tell you, okay, this don't fit into my life right now.
Correct.
I don't have time.
At least it's good. At least he be like, all right. And I think she'll do this because she love me. Got to be the only reason. I help you do this. I'm going to give you to December. You know? School started in August. I'm going to give you to December. So I know I got from August to December to find another driver.
Yeah.
And she might go over a little bit.
Yeah.
But she ain't going too far. But that's something I know. But again, I already pre-planned that because she told me that's what she going to do.
Yeah.
So you just have to know the people you with you around. Yeah. My husband say he going to help. My husband ain't helping it. He'll come up here every now and then with these kids. But my husband like to be by himself.
Yeah.
So he going to give me all the money I want. Go ahead, take it. If you think he go ahead. You know? He'll give me time. He'll be support. He'll rub my back when I come home, all that. Yeah. But as far as being around kids, like 24/7, that ain't something he going to do. Evelyn down for whatever. Come on, let's go. You know, she a rider.
That's her.
And I just adopted her through Elise, so that's like a double blessing in itself.
All she got to do is know you well enough to know your character and what you stand for.
Correct, that's it.
She gonna help you.
Correct. And so then Ashley is more so of, Ashley has a whole lot of life going on in general, but again, she's supportive in her own way. If I need to call and talk and say anything, she gonna tell me just like Alicia will. No, that's stupid. That don't make sense. Why don't you do this? Like, you don't want to have people that just tell you yeah because it sounds good. The people that I have are going to tell me, no, that's stupid. It don't make sense. Don't do that. So none of this can't work. Because you one person. You can't pick up all them kids.
All right, y'all. We're going to take our last break. And then we're going to get into some good stuff. So then the pandemic hit. You started this after school care program.
Yeah. And COVID.
And now ain't nobody going to school.
COVID.
What you gonna do?
And so you like, man, I'm just getting ready in COVID. This is gonna be the money maker to keep me open. So then you get, if I remember correctly, you get a few parents say, why don't you just let my baby watch my baby during school time? I'm like, what? And again, idea pop up. Well, just let her go over here during virtual school. And that's what it turned into. You got all these kids up here with their computers and stuff. What they teach online, they up here at the lounge and they paying for it.
And you just kept them distanced away from each other.
Because you got to remember, parents still got to go to work. So now you want me to, how I'm going to work and let my child be on the computer and be in school?
Yeah.
That's not possible. You still need a babysitter at the end of the day. So that's where it turns out, okay, I'm only approved for 4 hours of care. If the parents pay extra out of pocket, I can keep them all day. So they here for when school start, we give them breakfast, and they have school.
And all of it's approved. Is clear. Wow.
I think at one point, how many kids we had in here? I'm trying to remember correctly. It was a bunch of kids in here.
Wow.
And you got some that's paying partially with their subsidy and out of pocket, and then you got some that's just paying straight out of pocket because they gotta go to work.
So whenever other people going through a drought, God give you a way to make it out.
Yeah.
And you go above and beyond what you was doing prior to the pandemic. And since then, you've been thriving. Yeah.
Because, I mean, if they ain't going to school, I have no need for you to pick my kid up.
Yeah.
Majority of the parents who do after school care is really because they need somebody to pick their kid up from school. That's the majority. Some people like for their kid to come out and, be with other kids. But majority of them, I ain't got the rush to sit in traffic. I got to go to work or somebody can't pick them up. You can just pick them up. It give me more time to do what I got to do and pick you up, pick them up. And then majority of them, they got some smaller kids, so they go to regular daycare anyway. They ain't getting out till 5.
Wow.
So I can get this extra little time if I get off to come pick you up when I pick up your smaller brothers and sisters. So that's most parents.
And now, since the business has been down here so long, Jamel moved here.
Yeah.
Was that prior to COVID or during?
It was during COVID because it was still a
how he get out of New York? They had it on quarantine.
It's a travel back and forth. And really, honestly, he didn't really like New York because my husband's a homebody. He don't like to go outside. So he didn't have to stay. His parents, they're born and raised in Brooklyn. They all stay in the same apartment building. They own their apartments. And that's just like, we stay here. And he wanted to leave, but he didn't want to come to Alabama because he felt like it was going to be too slow. And so it was just a matter of I think he saw how much I really wanted this and wanted to be here. And he just finally was like, it was random. I had kept going back and forth. And he was like, babe, let's move. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, let's go. Let's do it. I said, are you sure? He's like, yeah. I'm like, man, stop playing. He's like, no, let's go. So I had to keep asking him, did he really want to go? And then we left. And then when we get here, I had to keep asking him, are you sure you're okay with this? Because I don't want you to make this decision for me and make me happy, but I don't, in turn, want you to be miserable. Because I would hate to be doing it to you as well. So he had to deal with moving, and then his folks, they just wasn't happy about it. They weren't happy about it at all. But it is what it is. You got to do what's best for you.
Yeah.
And then again, learning from what I learned, you got a plan. So we didn't just move right away. It was a matter of, you got a whole house. Turning your upstairs, your downstairs separate spaces. Renting out the top, renting out the bottom. Making money off of it. Being smart about it. You know you got to manage the house. You know if something get messed up, you got to fix it. So you got to rent your space out for more money. So if something do happen, you can pay for it. And you want to get you a little change in your pocket as well.
Yeah.
So being smart. And mind you, again, I'm running the lounge and it ain't no money. But again, I'm still saving. So when we come down here, you ain't got no job no more because you was the help making all the money. And I technically ain't got one either.
Because this ain't making no money.
Right. So, okay. All right, we're going to move, but we got to do it the right way. Wherever we stay at, we need to pay up the rent for at least a year. My husband is not the type of person that he going to go stay in no hood. He's ain't built like that. He want X, Y, and Z. So, okay. So, we find an apartment. It costs $11,000 to stay here for the whole year. Okay, that's what we need. We're going to pay the rent up for the year. What? Why would you do that? That's all the money we got. Because that's all you need to pay for.
Yeah.
That's it.
If you have somewhere to live,
that's
the rest
it.
you can figure out.
Right. You got somebody staying in your house. They paying X, Y, and Z. That little money you got can pay the bills. That's it. So that's what we did. So for that year,
automated your life.
So that year, he didn't work at all. You gave me all the freedom and time and space and support that I needed to get myself together. So you gave him a year off. So you do whichever you got to do.
That's
you start best screaming and you get yourself together. Now after that year, you gotta go get a job. Like no, you got what you needed.
Yeah.
And I think he enjoyed the year off.
But I was gonna say, to be fair to no Jamel, he got antsy.
Yeah.
Sitting there like that, like he wasn't comfortable.
No, he was comfortable. He was uncomfortable. He was comfortable. Trust me, he enjoyed it. But you gotta go get a job.
Yeah.
You gotta go get a job. And so it was like,
And it was because he didn't want to work at the lounge.
Yeah, no, he didn't want to do that.
Okay.
Just knowing what he like and what he don't like.
And it didn't offend you.
Yeah, it did. I mean, you don't want nobody to do something they don't like.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go sit and scream in front of nobody all day. I ain't got it up. I'll play with you every now and then, but I ain't gonna do that.
Yeah.
And he hate that I don't want to get on there now. I don't want to talk to these people. I don't even know what I'm doing. I think I played what was that? Grand Theft Auto one time. I had fun because I like Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
And the people was talking. I was trying to figure out what screen to look at, who to talk to. Right.
Yeah.
But if you trying to make me play like they like Call of Duty and Fortnite, I hate both of those. I'm not gonna play that. I'll play 2K.
Yeah.
Because I like 2K.
Yeah, she beat me at 2K too. I want my rematch.
He don't like 2K. So not the screaming. So.
Yeah. And I'm gonna get my rematch when 23 come out because I didn't buy 22.
He's still gonna get washed, y'all.
No, I'm not. I'm nice.
Yeah, everybody think they're nice until they get beat.
And she ain't played it on the Series X yet.
It don't matter.
Or on the 5.
It don't matter.
So I got
I play on the Xbox all the time.
Yeah, but them slower than mine.
You know, but you still get washed. I just beat you faster. It's fine.
These new clothes.
Okay.
No washing.
Okay.
All right. So, pandemic, you thriving. Mm-hmm. Now we're post-pandemic. Mm-hmm. Everything is rolling now. Mm-hmm. Since then, you guys have purchased a home.
My building.
You guys have purchased a building. Mm-hmm. And now the after-school care program has basically taken over the lounge. Mm-hmm. But the lounge is still popping on the weekends for birthday parties and events.
Correct.
You actually started. I was here when this happened. She bought a school bus.
I forgot all about the bus.
I'm helping her with the bus.
I forgot all about the bus.
And listen, she reached multiple moments where I'm like, we need somebody else for that. Like, that's not what we need to be doing. And I go to bed and I wake up and she done did it. Now I don't know what happened between me going to sleep and waking up, but apparently she didn't like sleep, so she figured out how to do it.
If you gotta get something done, it's like I gotta go. So I gotta get it done.
And that's the impressive thing about this woman right here. Whatever she focuses on, she's gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
She just is. She's gonna figure it out, and it's gonna be impressive. It's going to be impressive by the time she's done. So you got the bus that you built by hand, turned it into a gaming bus. And now you're looking to expand into getting a daycare.
Yeah. I mean, essentially, I would like to have a full daycare here.
I mean, for somebody who ain't got no kids, you sure like being around all these folks.
I love kids. I love the fact that they can go home at 6. I love it. I love it. 6 p.m. That's hey mom, hey.
Yeah.
Noah's outside waiting on you. Know what I'm saying?
So the fact you can give them back.
Yeah, and then I got 3 godchildren. I got a godson. I got might well say they my godchildren too. Evelyn's kids. I got plenty of kids that they come over all the time. They love to come over to the house. We have a great time. We go out. We do stuff, and guess what?
Home.
They go home.
Yeah.
You know, they might spend 2 or 3 nights, but guess what? It's time to go home.
Yeah.
I like that. I don't want to have smaller kids that take too much time 24/7. I just don't have it up. And I think, me and God on the same page with that. So
Yeah. So in due time, there will be a little you.
in due time, it'll be adopted little me.
Oh.
Yeah. But
Okay.
no
birthing of the children.
No, I can't.
You can do it.
No, I know I can't. I don't want to.
Oh, well.
I'm good on that.
Well, Jamil.
And I got three goddaughters.
Accidents happen, bro.
It can be passed right on down too. Everything I got, y'all can go ahead and get it. You pick
Yeah.
one, you pick one, you
Yeah.
pick one.
Yeah. That man want a baby. That man.
No, he don't. I guarantee you he don't. When the kids come over and Chloe come over with the baby, he loved the baby for the moment, but it's like consistently.
Yeah.
Yeah, he ain't got it up. I think he come to terms with that as well.
Okay.
But if it's something he really, really, really wanted, yeah, we can have a baby. Jamel don't really want no baby.
So, if you could sum your life up in one word or phrase. I mean, you gave me this one time. I don't know if it's still valid. It's what I told you I was gonna write your Netflix series, and we named it when we was sitting at school.
I'm trying to remember what
we
it
was at Theodore High School.
I'm trying to remember what it was.
Waiting on the vice principal. It was your last name.
It was a really, really, really good battles.
Battles.
Yeah, that was a really nice principal. That principal was that Theodore or Central Nell? Which one?
That was Theodore.
Yeah, that's a really, really nice principal.
Yeah. Central Nell is the nice principal that you're thinking about.
Glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
That's what I like.
But Theodore was what we came up with the name for it.
Yeah.
Is that still it?
Yes.
Battles?
Yes. It's really been a battle. But I think a lot of the battle too, though, like, one thing I think I want people to understand is sometimes you fight yourself. The battle is on you. Mm-hmm. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Mm-hmm. The most important thing. And
regardless of the plan, you got to trust God's plan.
Yeah. And you got to have information, man. You got to be knowledgeable. Like, Alicia helped me learn that. Mm-hmm. If you don't know what you're doing, you ain't planning it out, you ain't got none of that.
Yeah.
I was at church on Sunday, and he said he was talking about, I'm trying to remember correctly now. If all you putting in is Facebook, scrolling on Instagram, looking at these songs and these videos, that's what you putting in. What do you think you'll produce? Mm-hmm. If you know you want to do X, Y, Z, that's what you should be researching. You should be reading books on that. You should be watching stuff about that. Mm-hmm. You should be doing all that to be knowledgeable about it. How you gonna be able to do something and know if you ain't making yourself knowledgeable? You don't have to go to school, but you got to go to school.
Yep.
And I think that's something that she always talks about. And I'd be like, why is she watching all these boring videos and this person here? But she does it, and I see why.
Yeah.
Whenever she can talk about something, she knows exactly what she's talking about.
Yeah.
So how am I going to try to do something when I don't even know what go into it?
Exactly.
So you can go to school. You ain't got to go to school, but that's school. It's so many sources, like YouTube, Google. Everything can give you what you need. And I should know that by now. All the stuff I done did in here, I learned on YouTube University.
Now, that don't mean it was easy to learn what
it
they
was
showing.
It wasn't.
Because everybody ain't a teacher.
Sure ain't.
But just
Some
the
people
sheer
just
fact that you can find them doing it.
Yeah.
It's the thing.
What word? Battles?
Battles?
Oh, Lord, here she go. Here she go.
Okay, so just so y'all know, Alicia is in the background telling us this word is insufficient. This is showing you how her support system is always around.
Right. If she don't like it, she gonna tell you.
And, hey, I respect what she's saying. So, yeah.
So Battles is only for Netflix, for clarification.
I always tell them all the time, I don't have Netflix.
Yeah.
I document my life. I don't think Battles is a beautiful Netflix name, not a word to sum her life.
What's the word?
Conqueror.
Really, that's really good.
How you like it?
That was good right there. Y'all don't understand. Alicia is not emotional at all. She's very mean by nature, but it's a good mean, if that makes sense.
But
Conqueror, that was a compliment right there.
I feel
that
like
was a
Conqueror
hug.
would be perfect.
That was a hug.
Facts.
Says the person who's her best friend.
So, this has been a great interview with DeÁttra the Conqueror.
Yep.
It sounded like she was a Mongolian princess. I've enjoyed talking to you.
Yeah.
And I hope you guys have gained a lot of culture from listening to her. Because she gives you a lot of game. And this has been an amazing 2 hours.
Pause. That's another thing, too. I just want to say this real quick.
Okay.
Listen, man. It don't hurt to ask for stuff. It don't hurt to ask for knowledge. If you want to know something, ask. People really don't be asking. And a lot of stuff I learn, and people I talk to, I just go up and ask. If you don't
if you
don't give me the information, I go find somebody else.
Yep.
But the only way you gonna know stuff is if you ask. Sometimes it's that simple, just asking. So you can carry on though.
And we say this again. Ye have not because ye ask not. And Jesus said that. Read the red letters. All right. This has been a Vivid Mind podcast. And I bid you a live humble and prosper. I've been through a lot. And only one thing ever really sticks to me. No matter what I go through, it always affects me.
When I hustle up or don't have a dime, I'ma go mine. Good times and the bad times, they heavy on my mind. Tapered up or I'm starched down. Either way is mine. I feel fine, but everything around affect my vivid mind.